The Warbird, and I went ahead and finished it off today. I actually went back in with a another coat of the base color, because I don't know if I mentioned that the last time. Went back in with each panel, and I basically took I want to say a Russian green from Vallejo and a little bit of their green gray, and kind of mixed it together just to highlight the panels. And I don't know if you can actually see it. Mine's very, very subtle. I don't like to do really contrast each panel. I like to do it just very, very subtle. When the light hits it a certain way, you can see it. When you look at it a different way, you can't see it. I just like it very, very mute, very, very subtle, and I think it turned out great. And everything still, well, it did work. There we go. Got everything lit up, and seeing, you don't have to actually build. You don't have to drill out all the holes. I think those are quite nice, and we got a nice good glow and everything on both sides. I do have one light leak, and I didn't see it till I got done, and I should have fixed it, but we're just going to go ahead and leave it. It's right there. It's really not a big deal, but anyway, that's looks good anyway. It is. I did not put the decal on. There's actually a decal that goes on there. It's actually too old, if you will. Because this is the old AMT adversary set, and the decal was just it was starting to, I want to say, curl up, and I probably would have had to fight it. And but anyway, there is that. So the Warbird is done. The Bird of Prey and the Ferengi Marauder are all done. So I'm going to have these off the old workbench today, and I'll have them shipped out tomorrow. So it was very fun. I like doing that. I like doing bad guy stuff because it's just more appealing. Because everyone does the Enterprise, and not a lot of people do the bad guy ships a lot. I like to do the Probert one where it's flipped upside vertical. I think that one would always be a slick model to do. But anyway, I am down to 2 more Star Trek kits, which I got to find the mood to be in to do it. I got to build the B, and I got to build the C, and they're going to have lights and everything, but I am just not in the mood to do Star Trek. It's just not doing it for me right now. Maybe if we, down the road, if we could like kit bash a kit or something, that might be something to do just to make it different, other than the Enterprise. But anyway, I know everybody wants the Enterprise, but I usually always like to encourage build the other ships in the fleet. But anyway, we are finishing up the Warbird and the adversary set of AMT Star Trek kits. The new Ray Tiger. Now, I started putting on the base coat, and the base coat I like to use is Tamiya's dark yellow. I think it is probably truest color of that ochre yellow color that they used on German tanks and vehicles. I just think I think it's just absolutely spot on. MiG has one, which I like real well. Vallejo kind of got one. You kind of have to mix a little bit, but it works out just as well. But I think the Tamiya one here, the dark yellow XF60, I think is top notch. So what I did is I started painting the road wheels, and I got most of the upper deck here painted. You can see where it's gray showing through. I want to go back over one more time because most of my Tamiya paints are already thinned beyond repair, if you will. So I'm going to put another coat on there. I'm not going to try to get every spot. I'm going to leave a little bit of the gray in there. It's not uncommon that after they painted it the red oxide primer, that they actually painted them gray, and then they painted on top of that. So that way it's just another deal of shading that comes through once we start adding the snow effect on it. But anyway, I got the sides painted, and one thing about tanks, and you don't have to be I'm not one of them. I don't like to paint every circle perfect. I like to just go and freehand it, and then I'll go back in with a darker color and do the rims on the edges of the road wheels. The toy ones are a little wider. They should be a little more thinner, but that's because you got the nice little rolling action. But it doesn't affect the aesthetic of the tank. But anyway, I got most of the bottom, which that's pretty much as much as I'm going to paint of the bottom of the tank, because I'm one of them. I don't like to paint the bottom. That way, when people pick it up and go, "Hey, you're wrong." But anyway, that's just one of the little things. So now I'm down to, I got to paint the turret. I'm going to try to get that accomplished today. If not, it'll be this week. And then what we're going to do after that is, once I get everything painted with the dark yellow, I'm going to seal it with probably a satin or not really a gloss, more probably a satin, because I like the way it affects. Then I'm going to spray it. I don't know if I can reach it. No. Anyway, Vallejo here has a chipping medium, and I got it in my weathering tote there. And I'm going to spray it with a chipping medium. And then, for example, my empty white bottle here, I got to get some more white, and I'll take some white and I'll spray on the tank itself, and then we'll take the chipping medium and then we'll start chipping all the white off, so we can get the good snow snow camo effect on it. Plus, with heavy weathering chipping on it, I think it'll look top notch. But anyway, that's where I stand on that. So hopefully we'll get a little more done on the new Ray Tiger. But I got to basically paint it, and then I'm basically waiting. I got to wait for some decals, because there's some, when he's got his SO4, I really need it on here so I can spray some of the chipping fluid. I may just go ahead and paint it and put the decal on last, and then go back and re-chip it. That's what I'm planning on doing. So anyway, I got a couple spots I need to resand. I thought I got it down. That's the little the air cleaners back here. I need to sand them just a little bit more. But anyway, surely but surely we will get that knocked out. I should have a shed update, and we'll talk about that in the next one. Painting the new Ray Tiger, and we are finishing up Mr. Warbird. So that's what I got going on today, so stay tuned for the next exciting episode.